we got something really cool to talk about, and I am very excited about this, and I think you can guess why. It's gonna be a good one. So pretty standard unboxing of a MacBook Pro. You just got the MacBook, the documentation, the chart, standard stuff. But today we are going to be taking a look and reviewing the 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro. Now, why a new laptop? Well, this is my old one right here, and well, it's getting old. This is a 2015, and it has served me well, but starting to slow down. Editing videos on the 2015 MacBook Pro is just it's a pain, and it's just the rendering, it's so slow, and when I'm editing videos, I cannot open up any other application except Final Cut Pro. I can't, the RAM is too clogged, and it came with upgraded RAM, by the way. Went with the 16 gigabytes of RAM instead of the 8, and even that isn't quite enough for all of the things that I do when it comes to editing and content creation. Now, again, the 2015, not a bad laptop, but, you'll be missed. Actually, probably not, but whatever. Now, of course, I'm going to go with another MacBook Pro because they just feel like they're built for creative types. They just are better for video editing, photo editing. I just have a way better experience with that than on a PC. That, and I'm already integrated in the Apple ecosystem. I mean, you got iPhone, you got Apple Watch, you got AirPods. I mean, iPad. I mean, it's just, you got a lot. I'm already integrated in. So getting a new MacBook Pro is kind of a no-brainer for me. All right, let's talk about this bad boy. This computer comes equipped with a 2.3 gigahertz Intel Core i7 processor. I also went with a 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and a terabyte of solid-state storage. So with those specs, this is a beast of a laptop. Now let's talk about some things that I like about the laptop. Now, the first thing I noticed is the bigger trackpad. I've never really had an issue with a smaller trackpad, but it's just nice to have, I guess. I also like that they went back to the original keyboard of the MacBook Pro. When Apple redesigned the MacBook Pro, I think back in 2017, they introduced the butterfly keyboard, and I wasn't really a big fan of the butterfly keyboard. And apparently people have had issues where their keys just get stuck and they have to take it to the Apple Store to get it unstuck, so it was not a very good keyboard. So I'm glad they went back to the original keyboard. I also like that the escape key is now its own key. It's not integrated into the touch bar anymore. It's its own separate key, which is really nice. I know it's not a really big deal, but I feel like an escape key for me, it just is like, having it be its own key just, I don't know, it seems right. And then let's talk about the touch bar. At first when they introduced the touch bar, I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. Didn't seem like that big of a deal to me, but it's really cool. But it's actually one of those things that comes in handy a lot, and it's one of those things that complements apps really well, especially Apple-developed apps. It does complement these applications pretty well, and they add for some additional features that you can then use with those apps. Now, the only critique I have with the touch bar is that when I was wanting to, raise the volume of my laptop, either go up or down, it usually was just, one key press, up, one key press down. It was just one. Now it's two, and that doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It's not that really that big of a problem, but it's one of those it's a detail that I think is important to note. I wish that I could just have, the touch bar just be standard, just out. I wish I didn't have to extend it. I don't know if that's a setting I have to play with, but I just wish it was extended from the start. That way it's just, again, it's still just one press to either raise the brightness on my screen or the volume of my music, whatever. It just is one tap. I know it's a little thing, but it's, it's in the details. So we've talked about a couple things that I like about the laptop. Now let's talk about some things that I'm not crazy about with this laptop. So you see this, right? Boom. This is MagSafe. This is MagSafe 2. This is the charging, how you would charge your laptop. And if you were to trip over this cable, it just comes right off. Hit myself in the face with the cable there. But great design, right? You just, boom, plug it in, and you're good. Now you see this, right? USB-C, boom. Plugged in, charging, you trip over the cable, you're having a rough time. Now I'm totally aware, USB-C, way faster, totally get it. But for me, you know, I'm tripping over cables all the time. I trip over my headset cable on my setup over there. I trip over cables all the time. Now, Apple is always talking about innovation and, you know, creating revolutionary new technology. Those are the buzzwords they like to use. But you would think with Apple, with their revolutionary and innovative technology, they could make a cable that, you know, could at least detach if you tripped over it. Because now, I trip over it, my laptop falls, and that's not good. Now, another issue I have with this computer is, you know, the fact that it is USB-C. I mean, on my old laptop, I had two USB ports on either side. I had an SD card reader, an HDMI, I had 2 Thunderbolt, like, there's so many ports on this. Now again, I completely understand that USB-C is faster, and yes, that is, you know, a technological advancement. That's probably the way things are gonna go in the future anyway, so again, not mad at that. But what I'm mad about is that I have to buy a hub if I want any of those ports back, you know, any, you know, SD card, you know, USB 2.0, any, you know, HDMI. I have to buy a hub like this just to, you know, import footage for what I do, and, you know, it's an inconvenience, and it's really unfortunate. Now, I have no doubt that USB-C is going to be the main port that is going to be used in future technology, not just Apple products, but across the board, because it's so fast, so I don't doubt that. But, I mean, there's gotta be a way to avoid this. And, you know, it kind of feels like a little bit of a money grab that Apple is, you know, wanting you to buy their dongles and attachments just so that you can use, you know, a USB thumb drive. Now again, it's a minor inconvenience, it's not a big deal, it's not a big problem, but it's inconvenient. Now another issue that I've noticed with this laptop is it does get kind of warm on the top. I have a touch bar and the top of the keyboard. Now I assume this is where the motherboard and processor are, and this is actually something that is the case with my old laptop. It got warm as well, so, you know, this is something I am not surprised by. Now, will this degrade the life of this laptop? Yes, it probably will, but, you know, I think it's just the way it is. You know, you want to try to make it as quiet as possible, as, you know, compact as possible, and so, you know, there are sacrifices that have to be made. This isn't a giant, you know, PC tower with a cooling system running through it, you know. This is a compact laptop, so there are sacrifices that have to be made. Now, this isn't an issue on the new laptop. It's actually an issue I had on my old laptop that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for, but the keyboard actually scratched the screen on my old laptop. So the screen on that laptop has been replaced twice now. Once because of the scratching, and then second because I got hit by a car on my way to school and somebody just hit me and broke my laptop. It was a bad day. But even with the screen being replaced, they said it was a screen issue, and I don't think it's been solved on the 2015s, even with the recall, because I'm seeing the scratches come back again. So it's one of those things that I hope they've fixed by now. I hope. Now, overall, I am very excited to start using this laptop. I'm excited. It looks good. It looks sleek. I mean, just the quality. Apple does a great job in terms of quality, in terms of feeling like it's a good quality product. Apple always excels at that. But yeah, I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a great laptop, and it's gonna be doing all the processing that I need it to, and it's gonna be able to keep up with my workflow. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with the 2020 MacBook Pro. So I want to pass off the question to you. What do you guys think of the MacBook Pro? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not? What features would you like to see Apple introduce into the MacBook Pros? Would love to see your thoughts and ideas down in the comments below. But that is going to do it for the 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro review. I hope you enjoyed this video. And also, just a shameless plug, I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. If you guys want to come check out the stream, link down in the description below. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.